Hey everyone, Bright UJ back with an all-new episode of Yay Toys Plus, and today's review is going to be on the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure Wave Sasquatch, Deadpool, and Cable figures. I figured it'd be a good thing to put these guys side by side in a review, as they are the, best love-hate relationship tag team that I like to read about. Deadpool I picked up last night at Forbidden Planet. They had him behind the counter. I guess they thought he was hard to find. Meanwhile, he was all over Toys R Us about a month ago. And I picked up Cable, thanks to my buddy Noel at Near Guard Toys on 5th Ave and 9th Street in Brooklyn. So, thank you guys for making this, review possible. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, first one up is Deadpool, and I have to say, I really should not have passed him up at Toys R Us the night of Toy Fair. Well, one of many nights of Toy Fair. You see toys, you want to play with toys, so you go to Toys R Us after. It's just how we do it. Anyway, so I bought this figure last night at Forbidden Planet after being very hesitant about it, and the reason why, it's like, hey, it's Deadpool without guns. How is it Deadpool? And you even have molded trigger fingers, which I'll get into. But being that I bought them, and I've had a lot of time to pose around this figure over the last, over a little bit last night and today, I have to say, I really like it. It's a very new school look of the old school Toy Biz one. And I really like the body that they chose, too. They gave him the Spider-Man 2099 body mold. I believe it's the blue and red version, and not the white one. I'm not 100%. I could be wrong. It probably is all the same body. So Deadpool looking really good. Very 90s Liefeld era Deadpool. So, it's a unique choice. So, interesting thing. This is the second release of a Deadpool figure that did not come with a Build-A-Figure piece. It's kind of a standalone, it's Deadpool, so he just kind of gets involved in everything figure. And I think that's, pretty cool. Because if you can't find him, they made it where you don't have to worry about not completing your Build-A-Figure. Let's take a closer look at the figure. So, you got the really nice work on the Deadpool logo on the belt, clean lines on the belt buckles there. Looks really good, and then focus in on his eyes. So there's a better look at everything for you. I'm still learning the camera. Anyway, so really clean paintwork. I mean, I got a little bit of red bleed through on the arm, but I'm not a fuss. I don't care. Really short katana blades, but I guess that's also the 90s era Deadpool. And it's just, it's weird. No guns for a Deadpool. He does have molded trigger fingers, which is really odd. So I guess, like, if you have other Marvel Legends guns, you have them use those instead. Let's take a closer look at the katana. It's a very dull gray. Like, looks very toy. It works for Deadpool, but at the same point, it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these. They look like short knives more than katanas. I'm just also probably used to Mezco, and their longer ones. But anyway, they fit pretty nicely into the sheath. So you don't have to worry about them falling out or anything. So that's pretty good. The figure itself, like I said, it's the Spider-Man 2099 body mold. So, which I'm kind of glad that they used that one. As much as I love the Build-A-Figure Wave Deadpool from Juggernaut, it's a bit bulky. So I kind of like the slimmer, leaner Deadpool. The face they gave him the non-expression, very sinister look, which I think is pretty cool. And I like that they added all, like, the wristbands and, like, the ankle bands and the collar, because that's very, very 90s, and I think that's pretty cool. As for the articulation, The head can go back about that far. The collar hinders, and it can go down about that far. It can go all the way around because on a ball joint. The arms can go out all the way, and because it's a butterfly joint, you do get very nice articulation there. Like, I like that. That just looks really good. As for the arms, you also got them all the way around. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, hinge wrist, as well as the full rotation. You do have a decent enough ab crunch, and he goes back about that far. Waist swivel, can do the split, kicks out about that far, back about that far. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, top of the boot rotates, and really beautiful ankle pivot. So Deadpool is a solid figure. I really like it. You can customize them too if you wanted. This seems like this can come off. It's not attached. And this you could slide down. If you wanted to like add to a different Deadpool or, do whatever types of customizations you wanted. Now let's talk about Cable. And here's Cable. And I have to say, this is probably my favorite Marvel Legend of recent time. As much as I like the Cable that we got with the Juggernaut Wave about 2 years ago, I really prefer this 90s era Cable. I love the bulkiness. I just love the gigantic shoulder pads. It looks really good. And I like the extra added feature on the eye. I just wish you could take it out sometimes, because it looks good, but sometimes you just want something different. Let's take a closer look at Cable. He's kind of tall, so let me just raise my camera up a little bit. All right. So here's Cable. And there's that, very 90s look. All scarred up on the face, I like. Again, that little telekinesis thing coming out of his eye, and that really big 90s communicator thing. Yeah. It's a bulky figure, and he's nice and tall. And, yeah, it's kind of... He stands okay, but it's still just a great piece. This thing here, the weird like neck collar thing, was like a life raft. I don't remember what that is, so I'm sorry. Came out pretty good, and then the belt, nice sculpt work on the pants. From what I'm hearing and other people's reviews, that these are the legs that came from the Nuke figure, which I passed on, but I still see him everywhere. And there's the back of the figure. 2 different holes for, I guess, 2 different display stands. So yeah, I do like this big shoulder pad thing. And I like the fact that you can have full weapon storage. Well, at least 2 out of the 3 weapons can store on him, and then the other gun you put in his hand. I think that's a pretty cool feature, and I'll show you guys in a minute. You can take this stuff off if you wanted. So, like, just... It's a little tight on mine. Pop the head off and just pull that off. And then if you wanted to... where is it? Yeah, it's on the side. Yeah. Yeah, it's on the back. So you just, unsnap that, and then you could slide this off if you wanted, and just have, Cable without all that stuff. Like, he's just ready to, give a beat down. So yeah, looking really good. I'll give you the range of motion without the vest first. So, like, the arms can go out that far without the big thing on. It gets hindered a little bit with the big shoulder pad thing. And that's his waist. Goes back. That's only 1 click forward, 1 click back. Waist articulation can split about that far. Kicks out about that far. Only back a little bit. He does have tight double jointed knees, but at the same time it's loose. So that's a little gripe on mine. I'd use nail polish to fill in the gaps. He does have upper boot swivel and good ankle pivot. Sorry guys, it's easier to do that off camera. But yeah, this is cable with the stuff on, and for the articulation, it's not hindered as bad as I thought. So you still get the arms to go out about that far. And the crunch, still there, the one click, and back the one click. And you still get the waist articulation. So it's not as bad as I thought, so I do apologize for that. As for the guns, let me show you what he comes with. Cable comes with three. Stand him up. Yeah. Cable comes with 3 guns. First things first, you got this big bulky thing. Yeah, you get this really big bulky cannon that he comes with. And what I like about it, although it's big, it's hollow, so it's very light. Then he comes with this, you know, smaller size blaster. Sculpt is pretty nice. And he comes with this weapon here. Yeah. So the sculpt work on these 3 things are really nicely done. So it's kind of like he has small, medium, and large. I like the figure a lot. I like the weapons. I believe he comes with the right leg of Sasquatch. I might have to build him because I am a completionist sometimes, and I do like the rest of the wave. I just having a hard time finding them. I'm also a little late to the party. As for the weapon storage, you can take the big gun here. There's a little hole there, and then the peg. Just plug it in like... Of course, now it's not doing it, but yeah, there we go. Plugs in semi-easy. It takes a little bit of give at first, but it fits nicely onto his back and it doesn't fall off. For the smaller gun, you could put it in, take that off, it's easier. So for the smaller gun, there's this little holster thing here, and you put it in this way with the handle out. So it's easier for him to grab, theoretically anyway. And then you take I like to take this gun and keep it in hand, like so, because it looks nice when you do this. I'm sorry if it's a little out of focus, I'll take care of that in a second. Right. Alright, so what I like to do is this. Since he has the nice, you know, wrist articulation, which I think I forgot to mention, but you can get him to hold the gun, you know, well, at least attempt to have him hold the gun pretty nicely. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I really like this cable. Aside from the bulkiness, I like him. I like Deadpool a little bit more out of the Marvel Legends that I recently acquired from this wave. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to get the rest of the wave, and I'll review them if I do. You know, again, late to the party, but you know, I'm here. Side by side with Deadpool, the other star of the show. So as you see, Deadpool is definitely a lot shorter than Cable. And I think the size up is just really good, because in comics, it seems like Cable's a lot taller than Wade anyway, so I think that's a really cool scaling that they got going. So yeah, that is my review on these 2 figures. Sorry if it was kind of short. You could find this video, of course, on my channel at Yay Toys Plus. And thank you so much, guys, for subscribing. We're up to 214. This has been a wild ride, and I promise you guys that I will continuously pump out as many reviews as possible. I have a lot still that needs to, you know, needs to be reviewed, and I keep buying more. So thank you guys so much for making this possible. It wouldn't be a thing without you guys. I'm eventually going to do a front face video as a personal thank you. It's been quite a busy couple of weeks, but I will get there. You could, of course, follow me on Instagram at Bry_2J. That's also the Twitter. And if you want to follow the channel on Instagram, it's YayToysPlus. You guys could also find this video on InnerCityGeeks.com, where we punch a whole bunch of shit sometimes. We got a lot coming up. There's Podcast Weekly and everything else good. But thank you guys so much for watching. There'll be a couple of pics toward the end of this video. Again, thank you guys for continuously being supportive of the little guy. I'm still working on the lighting. I'm still working on the background. I just haven't had time to really look into things because outside of this, work has been pretty busy. But thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.